Hello, dear learners. Welcome to Exploring an Understanding of How Research Supports Yoga for Mental Health. Let's set forth on a journey of exploration, gently weaving the threads of research into the fabric of our own knowledge and skills. So, whether you're a therapist, a teacher, or simply a seeker of knowledge, I invite you to embrace these moments with a sense of gentle curiosity and openness. I am your host, Judy Thompson, and in today's segment, we will be exploring the publication Therapeutic Role of Yoga in Hypertension, published March 2024, in the journal World Journal of Methodology. Authored by Anjali Mangesh Joshi, Arkhiath Vital Ravindran, and Muruganathan Arumugam. In today's episode, we're taking a direct look at research that explains how yoga is more than just physical activity and serves as an effective tool in controlling high blood pressure, a significant public health issue. We'll rely on recent comprehensive reviews and meta-analyses to discuss the various ways yoga combines its principles and practices to create an all-around solution for managing high blood pressure and its related mental health effects. Hypertension is a major public health issue which directly undermines health and well-being. Hypertension isn't just high blood pressure, it also signals various cardiovascular diseases contributing to global disease burden, accountable for 14% of all deaths worldwide. Managing blood pressure can significantly reduce the risk of cardiovascular events. There is a 35% to 40% risk reduction for strokes, 50% for heart failure, and 20% to 25% for heart attacks. These percentages represent real individuals with families and dreams, at risk because of uncontrolled hypertension. Uncontrolled hypertension is a factor in nearly half of all coronary artery diseases and over 60% of strokes. For every decrease of 5 millimeters of mercury, mmHg, the unit used to measure systolic blood pressure, the risk of experiencing a cardiovascular event decreases by 10%. Despite having a clear strategy to combat this condition, such as using a prescription drug or changing one's lifestyle through diet or exercise, only 24% of adults with hypertension have it under control. This fact drives the research behind other approaches that can be used for hypertension management. Yoga is recognized by healthcare professionals as an integrative tool in the battle against lifestyle diseases. Yoga provides a valuable approach for managing hypertension because the problem of high blood pressure isn't solely physical. It involves a complex mix of environmental factors, lifestyle choices, and overall health. And it is here that we explore the benefits of using yoga, not only as a form of exercise, but as a lifestyle adaptation for better health and reducing risk factors associated with hypertension. Western medicine is increasingly paying attention to yoga's ability to complement traditional treatments. Hypertension, sometimes considered a silent killer because it can go undetected for a long time and can lead to death, poses a significant public health challenge. As clinical research and anecdotal evidence mount, healthcare providers now see yoga as a viable way to help control hypertension. Yoga's physical poses, controlled breathing, and meditation are seen as helping to address hypertension's root causes. Yoga, alongside diet and pharmaceutical medication, target the stress and lifestyle factors that lead to high blood pressure. But what exactly is it about yoga that makes it conducive for managing high blood pressure? Several empirical studies provide us with insights. For instance, yoga's emphasis on mindfulness and deep rhythmic breathing appears to lower sympathetic nervous system activity, which is often overactive in those with hypertension. This reduction in sympathetic activity may in turn promote vasodilation, the widening of blood vessels which occurs when the muscular walls of blood vessels relax, and thus lowers blood pressure. The restorative nature of different yoga poses also offers a dual benefit by bringing about a calming effect on the mind while subtly improving cardiovascular fitness, and this in turn can positively impact blood pressure regulation. Additionally, pranayama practices, or breath control, have been linked to lowering blood pressure readings. Yoga operates within a framework that connects body and mind. This link is relevant for hypertension as mental stress and physical health are closely related. Advocating for yoga is not about ignoring traditional medical advice, but rather integrating an old practice into modern treatment approaches. Yoga is appealing as it offers a potential drug-free option for managing blood pressure or reducing medication dependency. Evidence suggests that yoga can be an important tool in helping with hypertension because it offers a more balanced and holistic way of working with a widespread health condition. Yoga is more than just physical movement. It's a whole way of living aimed at improving all aspects of life: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Yoga is not solely about the poses, which are sometimes portrayed as encompassing the whole practice. Yoga poses are just one part of yoga. Breathing techniques, or pranayama, are another important part of yoga. The word prana means the essential life force in the body, and ayama means control or extension. Pranayama practices can help enhance mental clarity and increase energy by helping to calm the mind and decrease stress. Meditation, considered another aspect of yoga, can help enhance mindfulness and focus, increasing awareness. Yoga also includes ethical guidelines called the yamas and niyamas, which serve as an internal moral guide. They promote ethical ways of thinking like nonviolence, honesty, alongside contentment and discipline. The essentialness of yoga is found through the adaptation of regular practice. The multi-layered methodology of yoga can help contribute to the reduction of both the physiological and psychological contributors to elevated blood pressure. Yoga's role in stress management is important to highlight. Continuous psychological stress is a major factor in hypertension and cardiovascular conditions. Engaging in yoga practices has been shown to help regulate the body's reaction to stress through what is known as the sympathoadrenal system, the automatic quick response to stress linked to increased blood pressure. Additionally, yoga helps to enhance what is called autonomic regulation by promoting parasympathetic dominance, which is the aspect of the autonomic nervous system responsible for the rest and digest activities. This shift helps to balance the frequently overactive sympathetic nervous system, typically linked with the fight-or-flight response. When techniques such as Ujjayi pranayama are utilized, they induce a reduction in heart rate and both systolic and diastolic blood pressure, demonstrating the regulatory effect on the autonomic nervous system. Yoga practices further enhance baroreceptor sensitivity. Baroreceptors function as internal pressure sensors within the cardiovascular system. Elevated baroreceptor sensitivity is beneficial as it enables the body to quickly identify and correct any changes in blood pressure. Breathing practices such as Bhastrika pranayama or the humming vibrations of Bhramari pranayama can impact baroreflex sensitivity, resulting in improved cardiovascular rhythm and more stabilized blood pressure levels. In reviewing some guidelines developed with a focus on how yoga can help with hypertension, we learn about additional interventions. Trataka, which involves steady gazing, is found to be an effective approach for calming the mind and lowering blood pressure. Movements for warming up the body, such as joint movements, rotations, and bending of the fingers, toes, elbows, shoulders, feet, and wrists, have also been shown to help improve blood flow and reduce body stiffness. Each movement, from toes to spine, is performed with careful breath control in preparation for yoga movement. Individuals with pre-hypertension or level 1 hypertension may be recommended a sequence of yoga movements known as sun salutations. Depending on an individual's capacity and skill level, this movement sequence with controlled breathing is considered an approach that helps enhance strength and endurance. When sun salutations are done in a slow, calm, and steady way, they can help regulate cardiovascular parameters. Additional practice approaches center around restorative yoga in conjunction with yoga nidra meditation to provide deep relaxation suited to the body's needs and to aid in relaxation for physical, mental, and emotional tensions. Meditation allows for deep focus or expansive awareness. Techniques such as loving-kindness meditation and yoga nidra illustrate meditation's role in balancing blood pressure and in helping to still the mind. Similarly, the use of mudras, or subtle gestures with hands and fingers, help deepen concentration within a practice. Collectively, these practices offer approaches that can help decrease the biological toll of high blood pressure in the body. In looking at recent studies that involved yoga and hypertension, a meta-analysis of different studies have shown that yoga has a modest but meaningful impact on blood pressure levels. Researchers recorded average drops in systolic and diastolic blood pressure, systolic by about 4.17 mmHg and diastolic by 3.26 mmHg. It was notable that the greatest advantages occurred in individuals who included poses, meditation, and breathing in their routine. These results help highlight how combined yoga-based practices can contribute to a greater reduction in blood pressure numbers. Within this meta-analysis, a subgroup showed that yoga lowers blood pressure more than no treatment, but isn't significantly different from other exercises. This suggests we should use yoga in addition to, not in place of, other ways to manage hypertension. Interestingly, research also highlights the importance of breathing and meditation. Multiple meta-analyses show that these two elements of yoga, even without the physical poses, effectively lower blood pressure. This suggests the meditative and breathing elements of yoga could be essential in blood pressure management strategies. Yoga's impact on reducing blood pressure matches the effects of usual non-drug strategies or early medication use. This result is significant and highlights yoga's value in treating high blood pressure. Yoga should not act as a substitute for critical hypertension drugs, but when added to a treatment plan in conjunction with doctor care, it can lower the required doses of blood pressure medications for some people. The existing research justifies incorporating yoga into hypertension management and prompts further detailed studies to reinforce these encouraging outcomes. One of the key limitations of existing studies on yoga's efficacy in treating hypertension lies in the diversity of yoga protocols used. These studies vary significantly in terms of the duration, frequency, and specific yoga practices used, which can make direct comparisons challenging. Also, many of these studies have a small sample size and lack stringent control groups, which could lead to inconclusive or overestimated results. The importance of larger-scale, well-designed clinical trials to establish standardized yoga regimens tailored for hypertension management remains a priority. Yoga is generally considered safe for most individuals when practiced under the guidance of a certified and experienced yoga instructor, but it is important for yoga practices and poses to be modified for each person's abilities and needs, particularly those with cardiovascular diagnoses. Practices that invert the body or rapidly increase heart rate can cause heightened blood pressure and may be contraindicated. Also, fast-paced pranayama breathing techniques should be tailored accordingly. For instance, those with pre-existing cardiovascular conditions should avoid intense breathing and refrain from breath retention. Engaging with a qualified yoga practitioner after consulting with your doctor can help ensure a safe and mindful experience. While recognizing the benefits of yoga in controlling high blood pressure, it's critical to practice it with caution and proper knowledge. Doing so helps yoga to continue being a healing and balancing activity instead of unintentionally causing health issues. To wrap up our discussion on using yoga as a holistic modality in managing high blood pressure, we've reviewed that regular and committed practice is key to seeing real health improvements. Our findings today highlight how yoga can work well alongside standard medical treatments in providing a more holistic approach to lowering the risks of high blood pressure. Key takeaways point to the need for incorporating yoga poses, breathing techniques, and meditation as part of a daily routine to help lower both systolic and diastolic blood pressure. Additionally, these exercises help to decrease stress, improve nervous system control, and increase baroreceptor sensitivity, which all contribute to better overall health. In this episode, we've covered the importance of practicing yoga with an awareness of your own physical limits and under expert advice to avoid any safety issues. In closing, we've learned that yoga can be a beneficial supplementary approach alongside other management approaches for high blood pressure, but it's not considered a standalone replacement for care. Thank you to the authors and publisher for all of the research in this important study, Therapeutic Role of Yoga in Hypertension. For those eager to continue exploring, or for anyone seeking more in-depth information, additional resources and supplementary materials can be accessed within the links provided in the episode description. As we end our time together, remember to embrace and witness the beauty of life, and within shared experience, be the thread that creates compassion and curiosity for others. Thank you for joining me on this journey in learning how research supports yoga and integrative practices for mental health and well-being. May you find and share beauty and peace on your journey toward wellness.